What is up, guys? We're back on the world, back on another topic. You know what I just thought about right when I loaded up this world? I have not made a shield yet. Should probably low-key make one of those, and I just almost put the glass there. So, today's topic is feeling like you're not enough, right? Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. That's not a great start. Okay, that's fine. We'll just cover it up. That's all good. So yeah, today's topic is feeling like you're not enough. And that doesn't that goes for like basically like anything, could literally be anything in life that I'm talking about. I could be feeling like you're not enough in, you know, academics, it could be in relationships, it could be in friendships, families, like literally like anything. Basically jobs even, like, so basically I've struggled with this especially recently, ever since I went to college, especially when it comes to like relationship, friendships, stuff like that. Because I always felt like it was my fault whenever something happened that like you know maybe ended a friendship or ended like a talking stage or like led to an argument between someone. Like I always kind of put myself to blame for it, even though most of the time I knew that it wasn't actually my fault. So it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of, I don't know if selfish is the right word, but you could say selfish because you're kind of like always kind of, alright, bro. It's like you're always like kind of thinking about it like from your own perspective. And like I'll give you guys like an example, especially with the few um talking stage that I have been in. Uh the two that ended, you know, obviously it was not my fault. They would never worked out as like long-term relationships. It's good that they didn't happen, and I do believe that. It's just obviously back then, like when it first happens, you're bummed out about it. But like those ended, and like for example, like one of them like you know was with a toxic ex, took a break for a bit, was with me, and then went back to her toxic ex. And I started thinking like was this something that I did? Like was I not good enough? Like why would she go back to someone that's been treating her that way when like it seems like such like a normal option to pick the person that you were just you know you were just with and you were just having a lot of fun with and it seemed like you cared about. So for me, it was always difficult because I always found myself, you know, putting me in the situation of being like, oh, it's your fault that this ended, even though that was almost like never the case. And with the first talk, and then with the first talking stage, um, it was kind of just a thing of like she clearly was just in it for attention and did not care about, you know, didn't care about me like at all or whatever. And like I still even thought like was I like just being weird? Like was I being like like strange or something? Like did I do something that made her think that way? Which obviously is not a good way to think, but it's just something that I've caught myself doing. And like even this even goes like past that for me. It's like this even goes like to like academics because like I've had very hard times with academics before, and it's something I still struggle with sometimes. And like with I would always be like, you know, if something happened, like I'd study super hard for a test, I'd put the work in for a test, and then like, you know, I'd end up getting like a bad grade on it, let's say like a low C or whatever. It's like then I started, you know, talking down on myself because I was like, you put so much time into this, and then you just, and then you just kind of like, not bombed it, but you know, like you went way below your what your expectations were, And like you just get really in your head about stuff like that, and that's kind of what I've realized that I've done is just get really in my head about that stuff. And this goes especially to like whenever I have arguments with people or whenever I have like disagreements with anyone. Like also I did want yeah, like my bad, that was really weird. I like completely lost my train of thought. But I'm actually gonna pivot to I had a conversation with one of my friends probably about like a week ago, and we were kind of talking about like both of us haven't been in any serious relationships like romantically, and but like we both had a good amount of like talking stages, what you would call them. Like we've had like experience. Like it's not like it's not like we haven't like talked to any girls or whatever. Like we don't get ourselves out there or whatever. Like that's not the case. We had a conversation and we were kind of talking back and forth and stuff. And my one friend goes like, I feel like I feel like I have so much to give, like love to give and just like feelings to give, even though like, but like I can't find the right person to do it. Like to give that to. Is that off center? Oh my goodness, it's all center. No wonder it looked weird the entire time. I'll fix that later. I don't feel like fixing that right now. But yeah, in which that kind of goes a little bit into what I'm trying to say, like just not feeling like you're not enough because we were just talking about that before. Before that is like I believe that for myself as well, but also at the same time, like whenever all these talking stages would, end or whatever, I'd always put myself back into the situation of like and the thought process of like, am I even like able to be loved? Like do people actually like me for me? And this isn't like the same conversation that I was having with this one friend, and he said, he said, like, you shouldn't, which this really, like, stuck with me ever since he said this, like, you shouldn't think that way because, like, obviously when you're by yourself, you're always with yourself because you're always with your thoughts. You're never, like, away from yourself, where other people, they only really see whatever you let them see. So obviously you're going to have a more critical and more judgmental view on yourself compared to other people. So he's like, don't talk down yourself saying like, oh, I might not be like lovable or like people might not actually want to ever, like me for me or like maybe like I'm just too weird to have like any romantic relationships or whatever. He's like, you can't think that way, and not even romantic relationships, like just friendships and connections and just like anything in life. Like you never should think yourself of being not enough because at the end of the day, you always are enough. Like as long as you keep trying to progress yourself forward and you keep trying to push forward to become a better person every day, you'll always be enough. There never will be a time that you're not enough. You might go through hard times and you might go through times where you feel like you can't that you just feel like you like can't get anything right and stuff like that. And trust me, like I've been there. And honestly, I still go through those times, but you have to kind of learn how to, manage your emotions and deal with those feelings because it's hard. It really is hard because for me, I just haven't. I think the reason why I always end up feeling like not enough in my, especially when it comes to like relationships and talking stages, is because I know I shouldn't do this, but I always put expectations on. I kind of put expectations early on in the talking stage, like it was going well at the beginning. I always put expectations of like, which this is another problem I have, and I might make a video on this soon, kind of trying to like just say like live in the moment instead of, you know, like trying to worry about the future, which I mean, let me know in the comments or just in general, you guys think I should make a video or topic on that. But I feel like that always sets me up for failure because I'm so excited about, like what it could be and stuff like that, and then it ends up not working out. And then since I'm kind of the one that dictates like, the fantasies that I live through in my head about like, like what could like, what's going right because it's going well at the beginning I start to, once it starts going bad and it doesn't work out and it kind of fizzles out, then I'm like, so was I not enough for that person? Like, I'll even go to like the most recent talking stage I had, which is kind of, I don't really know exactly how to explain it. It's kind of like on Paul, it's kind of on pause right now. I talk about it in my last video I made, so you want to check that one out, feel free to. But so basically, I'm not gonna get like super deep into it just so I can get to my point since I already did explain it in another video. But I met this girl. We get along really well. Then eventually she brings up like her troubled past with just relationships and just like anxiety and stress and just mental health in general. She brings that up and we talk about it. Then eventually we talk about like maybe we had like one conversation after that one about it again, and then we kind of just like fizzled out. We kind of just like stopped talking. But it was never like it never ended on bad terms like my other two that I had. It never ended on bad terms. Like I don't think that I don't think she dislikes me. I don't dislike her. It's kind of just like I feel like it's just best for both of us because obviously I'm dealing with a lot of things right now. And I started to think like I'd look back on like like stuff that we would do like in general over like the month span that we were like talking before it kind of fizzled out. Which I mean I'll probably see her again in a couple months. Like we'll see what happens with that. But at least for now, like I always end up getting in my head and replaying situations and stuff and being like, did I like do something wrong? Like, did I contribute to that stress that she's feeling about whether it be her past relationships or the mental health or anxiety or whatever she's going through? And it's like I'd go through a situation, play it in my head, and like kind of just get super critical about myself and be like, dude, you might be the one that you know you might be the one that like made her like feel this way again. Like I remember like since she even told me when we were still talking, she's like, just call me instead of texting me because I'd rather call than text. Like I don't want to text. So, or not that I don't want to text, just like way rather prefer. She said way rather prefer calling than texting. So I would, call her kind of just like out of the blue sometimes. And then sometimes she wouldn't respond. She'd give me a reason like why she wasn't responding, or like she'd call back. So it was never unhealthy or anything. It was just like when I look back on it, I'd be like, bro, I was like I was calling her out of the blue like multiple times a week. Like what if that like, maybe made her feel different, made her start like, stressing out more, maybe made her mental health worse, which is what she's really struggling with right now. And I started feeling like, bro, was I the problem in this? Like, did I contribute towards that? Like, did I make her mental health worse? Because that's not what I want to do. I don't want to make anyone's mental health worse. I don't want to like not even that's not even come to like people I'm close with. Like I don't want to make like anyone, even like strangers, mental health worse. That's why like I try to be, the nicest and like the kindest person I can be, which is why, whenever like things like this kind of creep up on my mind, it just makes me feel not very good about myself like at all. I should probably like, actually do something in the game instead of just running around and like building blocks and missing my parkour jumps. I'm not tapped in at all. Oh, that's a ravine. Do not need to go down there. But yeah, I mean, it's just like you get in this mindset of constantly blaming yourself and constantly putting everything on you, which is just not true. Like, yes, you're gonna be at fault for some things, and like you're gonna make mistakes in life, but every single little thing that happens is not at the fault of you. Like you didn't like every single thing that happened, I didn't I wasn't the reason that every single possible mistake and like thing that happens to me is the reason it happens. Like it's not my fault for everything. Like yes, I make mistakes, but at the same time, no, I'm not the reason behind like like the girl that I was talking to. Like I'm not the reason. I'm not like the main reason behind her mental health struggles. Cause like she was talking to me about it, and she was literally giving me the reasonings behind it, and she was literally telling me why. So it was not because of me, which is something I still just have to keep reminding myself of because I always get caught in, you know, the constant loop of, oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, like I even got to the point where I've been really struggling with this in the past couple weeks. So I was getting to the points where my own mental health was tanking because I was thinking of, how I might be affecting other people's mental health, which is also another lesson. Like you gotta take time for yourself and don't only worry about other people's mental health, whether it be your family, your friends, your relationships, like literally anyone. Like obviously you should worry about them, but you need to take time for yourself. So like I started like I'm someone that likes to go to the gym and get out with friends and stuff like that. And like for the past like month, like I've been extremely inconsistent in going to the gym. I even dodged a couple like hangouts with my friends because like I'm just miserable. Like I don't want to like bring the mood down with other people, which I know they don't feel that way, but like it's really hard for me to when I'm thinking through all these things, it's really hard for me to kind of like enjoy what's happening and also have motivation to even like do things like, go to the gym or, you know, hang out with friends or, I even started like my school classes and luckily I've been like pretty disciplined with those. But like that's something I've struggled with in the past where whenever my mental health tanks, so do my grades and my habits and all that kind of stuff. Like everything kind of goes down with it, which is something I've, gotten better at because I've had to deal with it a lot. But and also this also comes to like whenever I have like an argument with like my parents or whatever, like I start to get really into my head saying like, like I've had hard times with academics uh in college so far. Not every single semester, but some of the semesters. So like there's been a lot of things that I've had to deal with and just in general, like I always thought like my parents weren't proud of me because of my academic failings. Not failings, I mean I have failed like one class, but like my academic unsuccess, I don't think that's a word. I have no clue that's a word. But it's kind of, you know, like I just never felt they're like actually proud of me because like they also pay for my college, so I always felt like I was taking advantage of them and I was, you know, wasting their money, even though like obviously I was trying, but it's like mental health kept getting in the way for me over and over and over again. So, I mean, and I remember even like bringing that, like I didn't actually like straight up bring that up to them. We were having conversations about it, and they were saying to me like they're so proud of me for you know growing as a person I have over my past couple years being at college. Like they have noticed the difference that they've noticed the difference that I've made, you know, in like as a person and growing as a person and like stuff like that kind of like makes me not feel this way of like not being enough, like stuff like that really like kind of makes me notice like okay, you're definitely enough. Like the people that you think you're letting down, you're not letting them down. The people that you think are you're adding stress to and you're the main reason behind their stress, you're most likely not the main reason behind their stress. And it's just I think it's just because I'm such a caring and like genuine person. And that's not like I'm not trying to like toot my own horn or anything. I just feel like that's the kind of person I am. Like whenever it comes to talking stages, you know, get really interested and attached fast. When it comes to friendships and stuff like that, I always want to talk to friends about my feelings, about their feelings. I always want to make sure that they're doing good. When it comes to family members, I want to do the same. Like I'm just always I feel like also another issue is that I sometimes worry more about other people than I worry about myself. And it's just like I don't know. I feel like I don't want to have the feeling of feeling like I'm not enough for someone. I don't want to be like but that's like kind of what I'm in. So like I feel like it's kind of good. I'm sorry for using like it's kind of like a lot. I literally used that probably like four sentences in a row. I feel like it's good that I kind of took a break with the one girl that I was talking to, And I'm happy that it wasn't didn't really end on bad terms because, you know, there can always be something there. You never know. And if there's not, that's fine. You know, things happen. You meet people for different reasons. Everything happens for a reason. Everything happens according to his plan. And yeah, I mean, I hope that I'm able to, you know, reconnect with her again. Hopefully we can pick things up where we started off. I mean, yeah, where we started off, where we left it off at, I guess. Hopefully we can do all those things, you know, because obviously whenever you care about someone, or like even like a friend you haven't talked to in a while, you're gonna miss talking to that person. Obviously, you know, I miss talking to her. And I hope that she's doing well, and, you know, all I can really do is continue to pray for her and hope that she's doing well. So I guess I'm doing my part. But it still doesn't get me super happy. It doesn't really make me feel super happy whenever I, you know, feel like I was the reason behind some of her stress and mental health issues and stuff like that. And just like I'd replay things that I said to her. Like I never said anything bad. Like I promise you I never said anything bad. And I know and I don't think she even thought that either. It's just like kind of like ways that your mind tries to manipulate things and make things seem worse and kind of try to like put you at blame because you get really in your head about things because I'm a huge overthinker. Something I really struggle with. And yeah, I mean, I I hope one day, you know, we can talk again. I hope that she I hope that I didn't affect her mental health as much as I sometimes think I did. I hope that I didn't, you know, I hope that I didn't, you know, cause my parents a lot of stress over academics and stuff like that. You know, I hope with friends that they do realize that, you know, I care about them and that you know, that I want to talk to them and that they want to talk to me. I'm always down to talk. I might not have the greatest advice, but that I do genuinely care. And that's why it kind of sucks for me is just like I just want like I already got friends that care. I already got a family that cares, you know. I already have a God who cares. Like the only part of my life where I feel like I keep messing up in when it comes to relationships is like romantic relationships. And that's why it keeps not happening. So that's why I feel like I keep meeting people, things not kind of not working. Like I said, the one that's happening right now is kind of on pause, I guess. I don't really know how to explain it. But um yeah, it's just like I feel like I can't I don't know, I feel like I'm just not enough when it comes to like romantically cuz like I don't have a lot of experience. I'm not in the best financial spot right now, so you know that doesn't help. And, you know, I don't know, I just feel like I always thought of myself as like a more awkward person because that's kind of how I was in high school. I got a lot better at it over college, but I could never like talk to girls. I could never talk to to anyone really. Even like some like guys in high school. Like I only really talk to like my friend group. So like I was always just really awkward and closed off. So sometimes it kind of like gets me back in that thought process of like I feel like I'm just not enough when it comes to relationships in general. But like I said, it's hard. It's really easy to think that way. It's really easy to get in your head about it, but you should never let that overtake you because it's never gonna end up good. And it's not. And actually, not that it never will end up good. It's just not true. Like you shouldn't think that of yourself. You're always enough. You like I promise you, like you matter, bro. Whoever's watching this, and you know, I hope you guys, you know, kind of learned something today. I hope you guys realize that you matter, you're enough. Don't think that you're not. You know, like this sounds like really, you know, like cringy and like stupid and stuff like that, but it's generally stuff that people deal with and generally things that people struggle with. So, I'm just trying to, you know, let people know you matter, bro. You got this. You'll get through it. and let me know you wanna, talk. I look at the comments. Let me know if you think that living in the moment video would be interesting. Definitely let me know in the comments. And yeah, I mean, I'm gonna end this one off here. Loki gotta go to sleep. It's almost 3 a.m. when I'm recording this, so, alright guys. God bless you.